Guys, how's it going? Locked into another episode of the breakdown. This is Friday breakdown, and I'm just going to go through the trades that we took on Friday so I can give you a bit more of an in-depth look on what happened throughout the day. Let's start with GBPAUD, and what happened on GBP was we were anticipating price to come and break this level here, this blue zone 1.81680 area, to break it, retest, and then make its way up to this higher blue zone level. What actually happened was price pushed up to our blue zone area, and then we saw that price then broke that area, only slightly broke it because it did wick. So we had this strong wick and then just closed on top. If you can see that, zoom in a little bit. Yeah, so we just closed literally just on top, and then price did come back below and then started to make a push to the downside. So yeah, we was in a bit of drawdown on this buy for about 25 pips. It came back down to test our lower pit stop area, and then eventually price came back up, taking us out at break even, and then started to move a bit of sideways through this zone here. So yeah, not really much opportunity on Friday for this pair, but yeah, let's keep it moving and we'll see what else was presented. So one trade, break even on G8, and let's move on to GBP New Zealand dollar. So what happened on GN was we was anticipating for price to break this level here, this pit stop area, for a retest, immediate retest or a clearer retest, whichever one that we get first, and then for price to head up to this blue zone area for a sell. If the price was to be strong enough to break through, then we look for the retest of that area, head up to our trend line. But what we saw happen was we saw price immediately broke and retest this area only slightly. I call this the immediate retest because it's literally just a break and it comes straight back to retest. So that was the immediate retest. We got involved in that. Well, I actually missed this one, unfortunately. I wasn't at my computer when the candle closed, and then we saw price come back, tested the area. So I actually set my pending and slightly didn't trigger me there for some reason before it made its move to the upside. And then we had a test of that higher blue zone, 1.92920 area. And then we saw price pull back from that area after a few hours of dancing for a nice 50 pip trade or so. 50, I think it was about 65 pips we got from this trade, this area here. And then it came back for the clearer retest and then started to have a little bit of a dance. Moved up for about, I think it was about, how much was it, 40 pips or so. So yeah, not too bad at all. And then Friday came to a close from there after a little bit of sideways movement. So yeah, two trades, not too bad. I missed the first one, but it was still there for the taking as anticipated. And hopefully maybe some of you guys capitalized on that trade. So let's move on to our next pair, GBPJPY. And what we was anticipating from this pair was at least either price was going to come down to test this lower area, lower blue zone, or it was going to break our trend line. And then if it did, I would have anticipated a break of this blue zone for a retest for price to push up to the upside. And what we saw was price gave a strong push to the upside, slightly just broke above that pit stop, only slightly. I think I was a little bit too eager on this trade here. Let me see if I can grab that. Yeah, so broke it. We went in for the retest and then it closed back below. So immediately I just thought, right, let me just get out of this trade because it looks a little bit uncertain. Maybe I was a bit too eager when I got in it, but yeah, we'll get out of this trade and see how it plays out. And as soon as I got out, we saw price just pull back. A little bit of uncertainty in that area, come back down to test the trend line. And then, yeah, we can see just some sideways movement from there. Nothing too active within this area. So yeah, just one break even trade on GJ. And yeah, let's keep it moving. Let's move on to our last pair of the day, which is gold. And on gold, let me zoom in a bit. Okay, so on gold, what I was anticipating was price to come back to retest this blue zone area. We had quite a lot of confluence there with our trend line and our pit stop area. So I was thinking, right, we could get a buy from here, price to move up to this zone, potentially have a small bounce and then break and retest up to our higher sell zone. But what price did actually do was it started to kind of move, along sideways, and then we saw price push to the upside to test that higher blue zone. Broke straight through it, ended up hitting our stop loss for negative 50 pips, and then it closed just at the top here. And then as it closed, so we took the loss, price closed, and then we anticipated for the break retest, the immediate retest. And what we can see is price then retested that blue zone area, moved up for about 50 pips from there. I say gold is, the smallest moves on gold are very, very concentrated. So that's why you got to take care when you're trading gold, and stop losses can just get triggered quite a few times if you're not getting in those special sneaky areas. But yeah, we managed to get 50 pip move from the buy, so getting us our 50 pips back. And then we wanted to wait just to see what price was going to do from this area, and we saw price pull back and kind of brought Friday to an end from there. So yeah, not much on gold for Friday. So yeah, not much on gold for Friday, but we still managed to secure some pips on the other pairs, and we had a pretty semi-successful day. Still managed to close the day green. So yeah, let's go through the weeks. Let's go through the weekly stats, and let me show you what we did for the week. Okay, so we had a pretty good week. Max profits 1,530 pips. Max loss minus 250 pips. And like I said in my last post, I mentioned that I put max profits and max loss just so you know that every trade that we take, every trade that I present, it has a subset of rules. It's either going to do it's either going to break even, or it's either going to run its course, or it's going to hit stop loss. And that's what I judge each and every opportunity that I present to you guys. I judge the trades on that. I'm not judging them on my personal preference or how I personally have reacted to them. That's not what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to present opportunities and then see what their opportunities actually do, and where they run to, because everyone's got a different method for taking profits and cutting losses as well. So if I start to post and tell people that I'm getting out here and they end up getting out, and then the trade moves 260 pips, just like GJ did here, then that's a bit of a bummer, like. So yeah, I just like to just tell you guys what the trade's done, what the outcome was, and then we can just go from there. But you can see we had plenty of opportunities throughout this week to capitalize. Even if you just took profits at 50 pips on every winning trade that we took, you're looking at least, let's count it out, we got at least, so 50, 100, 150, 200, 250, 300, 350, 400, 450, 500, 600, 650 minus your 250, so you got 400 pips there, just clean profit, pretty much taking every one of these trades, every one of these setups that were available, clean and simple. Whatever strategy you have, maybe you're taking partial and letting it run, that's completely fine. But that's what these trades are there for, just so people can see what the opportunities are and how they played out and what presented themselves. So yeah, hope you guys got some value from this week's trades, and hope you got some value from the charts as well. Tune in next week. I'll be back on Monday morning, bright and early, with some new charts, and we're going to see what next week can bring for us and see if we can beat that target of 1,530 pips, was it? Yep. Let's see if we can beat that target for next week. That would be pretty good if we do. So if you guys want some more value, then jump into the premium. It's cheap, it's affordable, and there's plenty of value there for you to take advantage of. So jump in there, have some fun, and learn some stuff from the charts that I'm putting out there, and also interact with the rest of the guys that are in there. We're growing steady and we're growing small, but people are gaining some value from it. So yeah, guys, thank you for tuning in, and I will see you next week. Take it easy.